Average price of a home has gone up 80,000 in a single month. And Bank of Canada is scared that if they cut the rates now, that could overheat the housing market. That's not my opinion. That's literally what Tiff Macklem said. And you might be wondering who Tiff Macklem is. Well, Uncle Tiff is the governor of Bank of Canada. So he's the guy that calls all the shots about interest rates here in Canada. And before I go any further, I just want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Dilyar Marat. I'm a real estate agent here in the Greater Toronto Area. I work predominantly here in the Durham region, and I help people buy, sell, and invest in real estate. So if you're a buyer or a seller and you're thinking about making a move this year, and you just want to have a chat about this market, feel free to book a call with me through the link in my bio. What I'm going to share with you is the current state of the market here in the GTA. As you know, I'm in the front line showing homes, listing properties, so I thought I could share some of that with you. And also, I'm going to do that by showing you the actual numbers, as well as what my opinion is on the current market and where it's going. So the Toronto Real Estate Board released the numbers for February, and to be transparent, there weren't anything that really caught me off guard. Because the last time Bank of Canada has raised rates were July of 2023, and it's a general consensus that the rates have been fairly steady since then. If you actually look at the fixed rates across all the lenders, you'll actually find that it has come down drastically from its peak. And it's not that uncommon to find fixed rates below 5% as of right now. But here we are in March of 2024. The real estate market in the surrounding areas have seemed to pick up. I mean, everything from pre-construction condos to bungalows in the countryside seem like they're getting more activity or interest from buyers. And here's a snapshot of average prices for February. Everything was up from this time last year. I mean, average prices were more or less the same, sitting at just over 1.1 million, but everything else from number of home sales to new listings to active listings have gone up. Simply put, this means that there are now more sellers listing their properties on the market compared to a year ago. So consider this as an indicator of the overall market health as opposed to just a specific market stat for your specific neighborhood. But what this chart doesn't show you is the average price of a home in January of this year, which was 1,026,000. So if you compare that number to the average price of a home in February, which is just over 1.1, we're looking at a difference of $80,000, meaning the average price of a home in GTA has gone up $80,000 in a single month. But remember this, just because the stats say an $80,000 increase doesn't mean your specific home has gone up $80,000. Average prices can be skewed, and this number consists of everything from condos, townhouses to detached homes or the suburban areas. So you really have to look at each neighborhood differently. And also from a month over month basis, you could have 1 month where home sales could consist of a lot of condos and townhomes, and then next month it could consist of a lot of detached homes with double car garages. So it's not really fair to compare the two and make a judgment based on that. Now I'm going to shift your focus over to my home turf, the Durham region. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a table with median prices of every single city in Durham: Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, Oshawa, and Clarington. And I'm going to show you the median prices over the last 3 months. And as you can see here, the median prices, if you look at it from December to January, all saw an uptick. But from January to February, we're looking at pretty much the same and only a slight uptick in certain areas. And as of me making this video, we're about halfway into March. And I pulled the stats, and so far, both the average and median home prices here in the Durham region for the month of March have seen a slight uptick compared to February. I mean, I can break this down even further. The freehold properties in Durham have been on fire. They're selling quickly. They're selling with very few conditions, if not no conditions. And they've been selling for more money than the most recent comparable. And a few of the big name builders like Paradise Homes, Great Golf, Tribute, Mattamy have released a few different projects or different phases of the projects, and they seem to be doing really well. And the most common question that I've been getting asked is where I think the market is going. And just like everybody else, I don't have a crystal ball, but I like to base my predictions off of probabilities. So if you look at the trend of this year, it started off very similar to that of 2023. If you guys remember the first 5 months of 2023, home prices were rising rapidly. I mean, it was chaotic. Prices went up week over week until Bank of Canada decided to hike interest rates in June and once again in July. And the second half of the year were unusually quiet. I mean, homes just weren't selling, prices started to decline, and all the gains that we saw in the first 5 months of 2023 were wiped by the year end. And don't even get me started on the condos. I mean, condo prices were free falling basically, and months of inventory have crept over 9 months towards the end of last year. And you don't have to be an economist with 3 PhDs to know why that happened. All this happened because of Bank of Canada's decision to raise interest rates in June and July. And I should remind you that the fixed rates in the beginning of 2023, in that first 5 months, were very similar to the fixed rates that we're seeing right now. And I think this year is following in a similar path. We're seeing prices go up week over week, and we're seeing more competition amongst buyers. I mean, more people are coming to the open houses, showings are busy, there's multiple offers, homes are selling fast. Except what's different this time is that the probability that Bank of Canada is going to raise rates is pretty slim. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible because, like I said earlier, I don't have the crystal ball. But what we know is we do have a neighbor to the south of us called USA, and we usually do what they do. But without going into too much detail, I don't think it makes sense for Bank of Canada to keep raising rates. If anything, Bank of Canada is thinking about cutting interest rates. They're probably thinking about cutting rates, but not sure when because, like I said earlier, they don't want the rate cuts to happen and then the housing market to go crazy again. Now, personally, I'm expecting Bank of Canada to cut rates in September at the latest, but no earlier than June. Now, think about this. Market is seeming to pick up just because interest rates have been stable. Now, what do you think is going to happen if Bank of Canada actually cuts interest rates? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Bye for now.